Few cars in history ignite passion and controversy quite like the Tucker 48. It was a machine born from audacious dreams, promising radical safety innovations and performance unheard of in its era. Preston Tucker envisioned a future where his automobile would redefine every aspect of the American car. Yet this vision, so grand and compelling, ultimately led to one of the industry's most spectacular and puzzling collapses, leaving behind a legacy steeped in both admiration and suspicion. The cessation of hostilities after World War II unleashed a torrent of pent-up demand across America. Consumers were eager for the future, but the automotive industry, having pivoted entirely to wartime production, found itself largely offering updated versions of pre-war designs. Detroit's major manufacturers were slow to innovate, presenting vehicles that, while functional, lacked the true forward-thinking engineering many desired. Into this fertile yet stagnant landscape stepped Preston Tucker. A man of formidable entrepreneurial drive, he possessed a history of challenging the status quo, from developing experimental combat vehicles to designing aircraft turrets. His ambition wasn't merely to build another car, he imagined an automobile that would fundamentally redefine safety, performance, and aesthetics for the modern era. He aimed to tackle the engineering shortcomings he perceived in every contemporary vehicle. Tucker sought to dramatically improve occupant protection, recognizing the inherent dangers of rigid steering columns and conventional body structures. He also championed aerodynamic efficiency, believing the industry's boxy designs were an unnecessary drain on performance and fuel economy. His ultimate goal was a vehicle that didn't just look new, but was engineered from the ground up to be superior. Preston Tucker's audacious vision materialized in the Tucker 48, a model that fundamentally diverged from the prevailing automotive designs of its era. Its most visually striking innovation was the distinctive Cyclops third headlamp, centrally mounted and engineered to illuminate the direction of travel by swiveling with the front wheels when turned beyond 10 degrees, an unprecedented safety feature at the time. Structurally, the car incorporated a robust perimeter frame, specifically designed to encase the passenger compartment, absorbing impact energy and significantly enhancing occupant protection, a marked improvement over the more conventional body-on-frame architectures then in widespread use. Propulsion came from a rear-mounted 5.5-liter flat-six engine, originally adapted from a helicopter power plant, which not only offered formidable low-end torque, but also contributed to a lower center of gravity and superior rear-wheel traction. Safety was a cornerstone of Tucker's engineering philosophy. The cabin featured a padded dashboard, a revolutionary concept, alongside a recessed steering column meticulously designed to mitigate spear injuries during frontal impacts. Additionally, the windshield was engineered to pop out upon severe collision, an extra measure to prevent occupant harm. These advancements represented a direct challenge to Detroit's largely incremental engineering approach, which frequently prioritized established manufacturing processes over groundbreaking safety. Tucker adeptly leveraged this pioneering spirit in his marketing. A carefully orchestrated media blitz generated immense public enthusiasm, effectively branding the 48 as the car of tomorrow. Prospective buyers and enthusiasts alike were captivated by the prospect of a genuinely modern automobile that promised to redefine the post-war driving experience. The initial public fervor for the Tucker 48, while palpable, demanded substantial financial backing to transition from concept to mass production. Tucker's strategy to secure this capital was as innovative as his automobile, yet it also proved to be a double-edged sword. He began by offering accessories before the car, allowing prospective owners to purchase items like radios and seat covers in advance, effectively leveraging future sales to fund current development. Simultaneously, he established a network of dealer franchises, requiring significant upfront investments from individuals eager to represent this visionary vehicle. These franchise fees, coupled with a public stock offering, generated an impressive influx of capital, rapidly filling Tucker's coffers and providing the necessary resources for tooling and production. This unconventional financial architecture, however, soon drew the gaze of a different kind of observer: federal financial regulators. The Securities and Exchange Commission, tasked with safeguarding public investment, viewed these methods with considerable skepticism. Selling non-existent accessories and franchises for a car still largely in prototype phase raised red flags, hinting at potential speculative practices. Concurrently, the established automotive giants in Detroit, accustomed to their predictable, vertically integrated financial models, watched Tucker's meteoric rise with a mixture of disbelief and growing apprehension. They began to voice quiet doubts about the long-term viability of a company built on such an unorthodox fiscal foundation, subtly fueling the nascent whispers of suspicion that were starting to circulate. The financial innovations Tucker employed, while initially successful, soon crystallized into a serious liability. The Securities and Exchange Commission intensified its examination, transforming initial skepticism into a full-blown investigation. Accusations began to mount. Allegations of stock fraud, stemming from the sale of shares in a company yet to deliver a single production vehicle. Claims emerged regarding misrepresentation of the actual state of Tucker's manufacturing capabilities, suggesting that the public was being misled about the company's readiness for mass production. Additionally, questions arose concerning the proper allocation and use of the substantial funds raised through these unconventional means. Such escalating federal scrutiny wasn't entirely organic. Whispers from Detroit's established titans, unnerved by Tucker's audacious approach and the potential for a disruptive newcomer, subtly amplified the SEC's concerns. They saw Tucker not just as a competitor, but as a threat to their long-held market dominance, and their quiet lobbying efforts contributed to the deepening shadow cast over the fledgling Tucker Corporation. The culmination of this intense scrutiny arrived in June of 1949, with a federal grand jury handing down an indictment that would plunge Preston Tucker and 6 of his associates into a dramatic legal battle. Spearheaded by the Securities and Exchange Commission, the government's case painted a picture of calculated deception. Prosecutors asserted that Tucker's ambitious claims of mass production were a mirage, arguing the company lacked the fundamental capacity to deliver on its promises. They meticulously detailed the questionable sale of accessories before the cars existed, such as radios and seat covers, presenting this as clear evidence of fraud. Central to their argument was the assertion that the public had been defrauded through the sale of stock in a venture fundamentally incapable of success, a scheme designed to enrich the company's founders at the expense of unsuspecting investors. Tucker's defense team, however, countered with a narrative of innovation stifled by powerful entrenched interests. They posited that the legal assault was not a legitimate pursuit of justice, but a coordinated effort by the established Detroit manufacturers and their allies within the regulatory bodies to eliminate a dangerous disruptor. Taking the stand, Tucker presented himself as a visionary entrepreneur whose revolutionary ideas were being systematically crushed by bureaucratic overreach and corporate jealousy. His legal team sought to demonstrate that any financial irregularities were merely the growing pains of an ambitious startup, not evidence of malicious intent. They argued that the government, rather than protecting investors, was acting as an instrument of the industry giants, determined to prevent a truly fresh design from ever reaching the market. On January 22, 1950, the jury delivered its verdict. Preston Tucker and his co-defendants were acquitted on all charges. It was a clear legal victory, an exoneration from the accusations of fraud. Yet this courtroom triumph could not undo the profound damage already inflicted. The protracted legal battle had bled the company dry, consuming vital resources and irrevocably eroding investor confidence. Production of the innovative Tucker 48 sedan had already ceased months prior. The factory doors closed permanently. Hundreds of employees who had believed in Tucker's vision suddenly found themselves jobless. Dealers who had invested heavily in franchises were left with nothing but shattered dreams. The mere 51 cars that had rolled off the assembly line became immediate, poignant symbols of what might have been artifacts of a dream violently interrupted. Although Preston Tucker was cleared of legal wrongdoing, the court of public perception and financial reality had already rendered its own harsh judgment. In the decades since, the Tucker 48 has transcended its origins as a mere automobile, solidifying its place as an enduring symbol of American ingenuity and, perhaps more potently, of thwarted ambition. Its dramatic saga became an indelible cautionary tale for anyone daring to challenge established industrial titans, highlighting the immense complexities of securing capital and navigating the labyrinthine corridors of financial regulation. The car's premature demise meant no direct evolutionary line could be traced, yet the fundamental safety and design philosophies Tucker championed subtly echoed through later automotive development. Concepts like the central third headlight, the padded dashboard, the pop-out windshield designed to prevent occupant ejection, and even the rear engine configuration for enhanced crash protection, though not exclusively Tucker's, kept the conversation alive. The very idea of a vehicle prioritizing occupant safety to such a degree, so far ahead of its time, undoubtedly left an imprint on the collective consciousness of engineers and designers, influencing a slow but inevitable shift towards safer vehicle design. The Tucker 48 stands as more than just a rare automobile. It's a poignant testament to a future that glimmered brightly on the horizon, only to dissipate before it could fully materialize. This saga illuminates the delicate balance between groundbreaking innovation and the monumental hurdles of bringing a truly disruptive product to market. Such intricate narratives, these engineering triumphs and commercial struggles, are what we strive to uncover here at Vintage Motors Vault. We delve into the forgotten chapters, extracting the invaluable lessons embedded within the steel and ambition of automotive history. In closing, the Tucker story invites us to ponder, where does bold, transformative vision end and unsustainable financial overreach begin?